Let's play a really depressing game. It's called Lukaku Bingo. Take Belgium's final group match next week and spot the 4 things he does consistently and in the big moments. So, number 1, offside. Lukaku has had 2 goals cancelled in the first 2 games due to offside, which can seem something very unlucky for him. Now, unlucky for me, when I classify it, is really about intention and objective. If you're trying to do the right thing, so in this case, trying to stay onside, trying to be aware of this, but it just doesn't play out due to, you just time it wrong or some other circumstance, then yes, that will be unfortunate. But I don't think that's really the case in the 2 goals. But maybe I'm being a bit harsh, especially on the second one. If we take the first goal, which was against Slovakia, the ball comes in from the corner. Lukaku is basically hovering in the center, makes a move forward to tap it in, and then wheels away in celebration. And he's surprised when he's ruled out for being offside. Now, for me, he doesn't seem to make any attempt to really check his position, and it shouldn't be a surprise also or a shock in that position. So that tells me as well that he wasn't even thinking about that sort of consideration. If you compare it directly with, for example, a goal that Romania scored, their 3rd goal against Ukraine in their opening game, Dragos, and you see that in slow motion, it's different. Obviously, the ball is coming in from a different direction, but you will see a striker who is offside, comes onside, and then moves forward to tap it in. So somebody who's got that front of mind. That's not something that I see from Lukaku very often, which is surprising for a player who is, I think, now the most expensive player in cumulative transfer fees over his career. Now, if we take the second goal, which was versus Romania, here maybe I'm a little bit too harsh in terms of trying to get inside Lukaku's head. Essentially, he's in the middle, he's in between 2 defenders, his back is towards the center of the pitch, so he's expecting potentially a pass being slid through the inside right channel by Tielemans, but instead it goes into the center with Kevin De Bruyne, so he sort of swivels as he's going between those 2 defenders. Now, if you stop the play right there, he's gone past those 2 defenders. I don't think he really understands where the right back is in all of this. Kevin De Bruyne plays the pass through that Lukaku sort of motions for, which I think is the arm movement that gets him ruled offside. And essentially it's a close call as he goes in on goal. One, because the pass from De Bruyne comes in so fast and accurate, and secondly because that defender, that right back, is there, which I don't think Lukaku knew about. So it's all a little bit unintentional. I think in general he was trying to play off the shoulder of the 2 defenders he went through the middle of, who he actually goes past when the ball comes through. So in another world, he's probably already offside, but it plays out in a slightly different way because of the way things are, the circumstances on the pitch. So overall, unlucky, but also sort of not unlucky. Number 2, finding space. Lukaku has an amazing ability of always being in congested areas, running into defenders, running into traffic, and never being able to carve out free space where he makes himself an option. So if we take the match against Romania, there's a couple of good examples. One that actually works out in a positive way. So if we take the goal that Belgium scored very early on, the ball is at the edge of the box. Now, Lukaku, normally there's a big space on the end of that box that he should move into. He's glued to the defender, and instead he stays where he is. The ball is played into him. He does manage to use his strength to hold off the defender and play a short pass back, which Tielemans comes in from deep to attack that space and score the goal. But Lukaku, as a defender, naturally should be moving into that space, and if he's fast enough, he can get a shot off on goal. But that's really not how he works. He's always surrounded by players. He's always moving into traffic. There's another example in the second half where Jeremy Doku is coming in from a counter-attack on the left-hand side. He's moving in towards goal. Big space opening up in the center that you would expect Lukaku to attack, which he doesn't. He just sort of stays out where the defender is, out wide. The ball is moved around a little bit and he's just sort of standing still. Instead of trying to go in, out, find some pockets of space, really try to be elusive like a Ronaldo would do, for example. So overall, you've seen a lot of moves like this break down over the years, with when there was Eden Hazard in the team, Kevin De Bruyne, of course, and now with Jeremy Doku in there. It's very hard for him to make up those type of relationships with people that are really expert at delivering the assists and the service that you need. Now, one time that this really came into mind, I think it was Euro 2016, where Thierry Henry, as one of the pundits, maybe it was on BBC, and he's highlighting a specific piece of play that shows that Lukaku is not, maybe it was even earlier, could have been, I don't know, but an early amount, knowing that Henry then became assistant coach at Belgium as well, so probably even an earlier tournament. And he's highlighting this piece of play where Lukaku is on the shoulder of the last man. Kevin De Bruyne is coming to play the pass through on goal. There's a big area of space. If Lukaku cuts across the defender, moves onto the ball that Kevin De Bruyne plays, he's through on goal. But he doesn't do that. So the ball is played by Kevin De Bruyne, who's used to that time, I guess, Sergio Aguero, for example, at Man City. He plays that ball through. Lukaku carries on his run. The defender cuts it out. So that instinctual movement is not something that, features in him very deeply. He's really athletically driven rather than having the instincts and start to say the intelligence to play that sort of role, at least at the highest level where athleticism and physical prowess is going to get you. It's not going to get you so far on a consistent basis, but it will work on those mid to lower level opposition that he's played very frequently throughout his career. Number 3, first touch. If a ball is played into him, then it's 10% likely that it'll be a shot on goal, 10% that it finds a teammate, and 80% that it's a loss of possession. Number 4, work rate. A 39-year-old Ronaldo is always looking to be elusive and ready to strike. A 31-year-old Lukaku, it looks like he's on strike. But hey, maybe he scores a hat-trick next week using his natural athleticism. Let's see.